Well, good morning. Happy Friday to you, and welcome into the show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and you are tuned into the Real Monica Adams Show. Met a bunch of new viewers last night. I do hope they're watching this morning. Shout out to Dusty K and Marcy and Anne and Kate. We went to an incredible event at Le Champ des Fleurs by Stone Soup Cottage. Wonderful to see Nancy McConnell and her son Colin doing a wonderful, wonderful job. So they've got some big things coming up for you. Be sure to keep an eye to their website. So shout out, ladies. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see this. As you're all waking up this morning, how's the weather going to be for the weekend? We're going to get into that. We've got some news you can use. This is a big day with regards to flying, SNAP benefits, so much as we've been talking about the government shutdown and what airports are affected. I'll run that down for you. Are you going to the Mizzou game? Could run into some problems traffic wise. I'll mention that. The Blues, what happened? Did they win? Did they lose? I'll let you know. And the National Day of Calendar. Your dog has a role in today's National Day of Calendar, so we'll get to that. And then, of course, it's Friendship Friday, and I know you all love her. In fact, Linda was saying yesterday, yay, Dot Day. So we'll put Dot Day in the National Day of Calendar, evidently. So Linda and Rose and all of you that love her, yes, we will talk real estate. We'll talk about interest rates. Do you know what Radon is? I happen to, only because I knew when I was selling my house the importance of getting that inspection. What is it? She'll talk to us about that. And from a friendship standpoint, we'll talk about the benefits of daylight savings time and what we are going to do next week. Hopefully you have something in place for those that have served, or maybe you've got somebody that's currently in the service as we honor them on Veterans Day. We'll talk about all that with Dot coming up. Let's get to it. We'll start off with your weather, and it is going to be a rock and roll weekend. We have a segment that we call What the Weather.
Good evening from St. Louis, Missouri, and it is a beautiful one.
And as you can see, it is brought to you by GradeWorks LLC. They are out this morning doing some incredible work. You know, he came over the other day and gave us an estimate on doing some stuff on our driveway, patching up some of the cracks and sealing it. I also am talking to him about clearing out the wooded area so we can actually have a view here and have a little mixture. When we sell the house and Dot sells it for us, Dot can write it all up as wood and a view, right? So anybody that needs excavating work, grade work done, please remember our friends. Support those that support us. GradeWorks LLC. You can go to their website. It's gradeworksmo.com. It's grade, WRXMO.com. All right, everyone. So what is it going to look like this weekend? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Beckett is. Good morning, Beckett. How are you? He's our aspiring meteorologist.
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. I have been truly enjoying the last several days of weather. My dogs loved it. It's like it's like Southern California weather. I mean, come on. I would love for this to continue. But for those of you that like the change of the season, they're going to have all of that this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah, we're pretty much going to do a complete 180 from pretty above average temperatures to very below average temperatures.
Okay, you just answered my question. I was just going to say, because I've taken a sneak peek into this weekend and I'm like, it is dropping drastically. Is this where we're supposed to be? What is the normal for this time of year?
The normal high for this time of the year is 60 degrees and our normal low is around 40 degrees, and our high is actually going to be around 40 degrees. So that just shows you how cold it's going to get for around 2 days.
Yeah, Sunday into Monday. I've been trying to warn everybody. I'll let you, because the meteorologists are the ones that really make us think, oh yeah, wow, we should do this. We should do this. As you give us the forecast, Beckett, can you kind of give them some warnings of things they need to be thinking about? I mentioned the hoses needing to be taken off of the faucets so that you don't have your water lines bursting. What else can you think of that we need to do as we get into the weekend?
Yeah, so as it gets colder, definitely get those bigger coats out, those gloves, those hats, all of that. And just, winterize your home, get ready for this because it's going to get very cold.
And he just said the word. Everyone's like, wait a minute, that's winterizing. It's still fall. Well, he'll explain. All right, Beckett, show us what's happening this weekend.
Yeah, so right now we haven't gotten to those cooler temperatures yet. 64 degrees as our temperature right now in St. Louis. Overcast skies, dew point around 56, 9-mile-per-hour winds. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:34. And our sunset is at 4:55, really getting dark early out there now. Again, 64 overcast skies. As we end this afternoon, those clouds are going to get out of our way to the south and sunny skies will prevail. So we're looking at a mix of clouds this morning and sunshine this afternoon. 7-day outlook, again, mix of clouds this morning, sunshine as we head into the afternoon, a high around 70, low tonight around 45. Tomorrow we do cool down into the 60s. Last day before that, a big cold punch comes into the area. 20% chance of some isolated showers, but for the most part, tomorrow is just going to be mostly cloudy throughout the area. Low of 37 tomorrow night. And then, of course, Sunday, that's when the punch of cold air comes into the area with a high around 41 on Sunday as well as on Monday. And we do have a 20% chance of some rain showers and possibly a couple flurries or snow showers, believe it or not, Sunday afternoon into Monday morning. Again, that's a low chance, but I can't rule out our first snowflakes of the season come Sunday. And look at that low, 26 degrees. Also, we're going to be dealing with very breezy conditions come Saturday and Sunday as that cold front comes through. Monday, again, 41. That's very cold, very below average. Sunny skies, low of 29. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do start warming back up towards average.
Oh my gosh, flurries. And yeah, you can't rule it out with just how bitterly cold it's going to be. That just sounds like a miserable day. What are you going to do on Sunday? You even going to leave the house?
Probably not.
We're supposed to go to a friend's farm, and I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like anything that I want to do with the weather like it is.
For sure.
All right. So as you said, gloves, hats, bundle up. Make sure that we're already going to say it. Check in on the elderly. Make sure that you're not leaving the dogs outside. All those things that we talk about in winter, we're already talking about. Well, Beckett, thank you. Any big plans for the weekend?
No, just going to hang out at home.
Stay warm.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, that is Beckett Moore. And yeah, we've been talking about it. And it's actually, since I mentioned it earlier in the week, it's getting even colder. So 26 and windy, it just sounds miserable. All right, what are you all planning for the weekend? Let us know that. Let's get into some news you can use. And we are going to do a follow-up, first of all, on the plane crash, the UPS plane crash. I'm sure by now you have heard the news on that. Unfortunately, as I was looking this morning, we had told you earlier in the week that there were 7 people that had been confirmed dead. Now the death toll has rose to 13. Authorities begin identifying some of the victims and the crew members. The death toll right now, again, from that cargo plane crash in Louisville, Kentucky, 13. None of the crash victims have been positively identified by the local coroner yet, according to the NTSB officials. They had a news briefing yesterday afternoon, and according to Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg, 9 people were still unaccounted for following the crash. And they said, words can't express the sorrow we feel over the heartbreaking Flight 2976 accident. The deceased are believed to include the 3 people aboard the plane who were identified Thursday by UPS as a first officer, a captain, and an international relief officer. Again, so much still to be investigated in this. It was a McDonnell Douglas MD-11 freighter that had been cleared for takeoff on Tuesday from UPS Worldport, which is the company's global aviation hub at Louisville International, when a large fire developed in the left wing and an engine fell off. So again, they are leading the investigation. I promised to give you more as it became available, and I'm just fearing that that number is going to continue to go up with those that are unaccounted for. So please, folks, prayers for all involved. If any of you have a tie to this, please let us know. Many times we talk about a tie for things that are, again, in the United States or even in other countries where suddenly it is somebody here from our Missouri area or in Illinois. So again, thoughts and prayers going out. The FAA's order, by the way, to cut flights nationwide due to the government shutdown is set to take effect this morning. There are 40 airports selected by the FAA, span more than 24 states and include hubs: Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, LA, Charlotte, North Carolina, according to the order. In some metropolitan areas, including New York and Houston, Chicago, and Washington, multiple airports will be impacted, while the ripple effects could reach smaller airports as well. And you're all maybe just hearing this for the first time saying, wait, what are you talking about? It's the FAA's unprecedented order to scale back flights nationwide because of the record-long government shutdown. Again, airlines are scrambling. More than 810 flights had been called off nationwide already. This is all, again, Delta saying it would scratch roughly 170 flights today. American Airlines plan to cut 220 a day through Monday. Those reductions will start at 4% and ramp up to 10% by November 14th, which is a week from now. They are to be in effect between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. and impact all these commercial airlines. So, folks, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop a link in for you if you are wanting to know what airports are impacted. Now, I did look. I do not see Lambert on this list. However, Lambert is saying to keep apprised of your travel plans. I mentioned to it yesterday, never call the airport. Look at your apps or contact the carrier directly. Their statement ahead of flight reductions, they are saying that they are currently not found on the list of impacted airports in regards to the cuts. However, they want to remind the passengers to keep apprised of your travel plans. Make sure you receive the text or the phone updates provided by your air carrier. It will allow you to make any necessary changes in your travel plans before you arrive at the airport. So expect hundreds, if not thousands, of flights to be canceled. Passengers will be scrambling. You've already probably seen some of the effects over the last couple of weeks. I've already had some of you write me and say, oh my gosh, yes, long lines, or oh my gosh, this was canceled, or my connecting flight was impacted. Sounds like it's going to get much worse with the continuation of the shutdown. And what has also been impacted is the SNAP benefits. However, I saw this morning. A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits in November. This is a judge in Rhode Island, and he's saying to the Trump administration, find the money to fully fund the benefits, a decision that the administration promptly appealed. The ruling by the U.S. District Judge gave President Donald Trump's administration until today to make the payments through the Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program, though it's unlikely the 42 million Americans, about 1 in 8, most of them in poverty, will see that money on the debit cards that they use for groceries nearly that quickly. But again, people are getting really frustrated. I had some people that wrote to me separately and said, Monica, the magnitude of this, we can't handle this. And businesses are shutting down, and homes are suffering, and people are saying, we're nearing poverty levels, if not already there. Again, thoughts and prayers going out for our nation for sure. IRS direct file. Pay attention to this. It will not be available to you next year. Here's what it means. An email sent Monday from the IRS official to state comptrollers that participate in the direct file program said that IRS direct file will not be available in the filing season 2026. No launch date has been set for the future. The electronic system for filing tax returns for free will not be offered next year. That is being confirmed by the Trump administration. The program, developed during Joe Biden's presidency, was credited by users with making tax filing easy, fast, economical. However, it faced criticism from Republican lawmakers who called it a waste of taxpayer money because free filing programs already exist, and from commercial tax preparation companies, which have made billions from charging people to use their software. So again, there's many things that you need to know about in the news today. And then this one, from an entertainment standpoint, I think is super fun. There is a Washington University professor that helped make Netflix's most watched movie. A Korean language instructor served as the cultural consultant for K-pop Demon Hunters. How cool is this? He's a teaching professor, served as the cultural consultant. It has garnered 325 million views on Netflix. The film follows a K-pop girl group who lead double lives as demon hunters, and we have a tie right here in our area. I think that is super cool. Okay, some of you might be heading to see the Mizzou game that are watching right now. You need to know that there is a possibility of you being impacted due to some traffic issues. Drivers on 70 should plan for some extra time because of the work zones. The department is listing these following areas for potential travel impacts. A single lane closure on westbound 70 between 64 and Forestel. That'll be from 8 p.m. tonight until 6 a.m. Saturday. Single lane closures in both directions of 70 between Callaway County Route M and Kingdom City, both today and tomorrow from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then from 7 p.m. tonight until 7 on Saturday, a lane closure on westbound 70 between St. Charles Road and Callaway County Route J. So MoDOT is suggesting you leave early and allow for extra time so that you actually make it to the game and you're not getting frustrated. So again, you've been forewarned. So as we just said, Mizzou in action against Texas A&M. Will you be watching? We definitely are a Mizzou house here. Well, at least I am. Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. is the kickoff. All right, and here's your national day of calendar. It's National Fountain Pen Day, National Retinol Day, National Jersey Friday. Oh, well, shoot, we should have worn our favorite jerseys. National Canine Lymphoma Awareness Day. And please, I'm going to make a comment about that one. Our poor dog, Kaylee, that we lost, had hemangiosarcoma, which is a unfortunately incurable cancer. So keep an eye on those dogs. For us, we saw it as a lump that had formed in the front of her chest. So constantly be massaging them and petting them and making sure that you find anything and get them off to the vet. And then it's National Bittersweet Chocolate, not just chocolate, but chocolate with almonds day. There you go. We love to get you all up to date within the first 15 minutes of the show. And then we get to our guest. And I know you love her. Love her, love her, love her. So do I. I get a chance to see her multiple times this week. I'm super excited about that. We'll discuss that coming up. We have Friendship Friday and our real estate talk with Dot Fleshman when we return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Well, welcome back. And to all of you, just kind of one fell swoop. Good morning across the board. I hope you're all having a great day. I'll look at the comments as I am going through and making sure that you all are heard. But pretty much I'm seeing good morning and happy Fridays. Beckett, Dot, everyone. That's right. Oh, Jill said that's how Beckett's studio got damaged. We forgot to take the hose off the front of the house spigot. Okay, last winter. Snow. Yep, still waiting on the carpet replacement in his studio. Then the echo will be gone. I was wondering. Don't worry about that. Sunday will be a soup day and a warm blanket with a good book as well. All right. Michelle says we will have some toasty fires going on Sunday. Okay. It's because it's going to be cold. I'm going to miss my friend Dot. Let's say good morning, first of all. Dot Fleshman, Coldwell Banker Gundaker. We absolutely love her. She is on once a month on our Fridays where we do friendship talk as well as real estate talk. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Monica. Good morning, everyone. I'm fantastic.
I love your fall background.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Cute. It's not going to feel like fall. We're going to have to change this background to winter.
Winter. Exactly. Fall is in full swing. It really is. I mean, outside of the fact that we're going to have those 2 cold days, I mean, I love this time of year. Sweater weather. You got hot
sweater weather.
A little sweater weather. But you got your hot coffee. You've got your candles. It's finally like chilly weather. I love it.
Agreed. I just am not looking forward to what I see on Sunday. It's crazy. LaTonya is on. LaTonya, by the way, is our featured Foodie Friday chef. She's fabulous. So that's coming up for you in about 45 minutes. Everybody else, good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. So as I was mentioning, I'm going to see Dot in just a couple of hours in person. And then tomorrow at the Yuppie Puppies Forever Gala. I so am looking forward to introducing you to a bunch of people who watch, like Julie. She said, I'm looking forward to seeing you ladies on Saturday. She'll be there, as I know a lot of you viewers are. And then I would have seen you Sunday, but you have an open house on Sunday, which is this the one in Baldwin, by the way?
It is. And Monica, this is this open house. It's just an interesting piece of property. And it's like 13, 14 acres. There's two buildings that is part of this property. And so we're going to be outside. And here he's talking about snow or flurries, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, maybe we need to have a little bonfire because I'll be outside during this open house from 1 to 3.
Oh, you will. That's what I wanted to know. So yeah, the place looks so interesting. She sent this to me and I'm like, holy cow, where is that? I mean, Dad, honestly, it almost looked like it wasn't even in our area, right?
That's in St. Louis. Exactly. And the views are amazing. When you get up there, you're at the end of a cul-de-sac. And so you see nothing but 180-degree view of beautiful nature. And just wait until those trees start turning, like the colors are turning now. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So this is on, what did you tell me, 14 acres?
14 acres.
And there's several parcels to it.
There's like 3 different parcels, but there's 2 besides this is the big building, and then there's like another adjacent smaller building that you can't see in the photo, but they're both part of this property that's for sale, and it's for sale in an auction.
Yeah.
So the auction will start on November 17th. Anyone who has an interest in living in a home, or it can be a medical spa, it can be
Oh.
a retreat, it could be anything like that. And the auction starts on November 17th. If anyone has any questions, they can certainly call me, and I can guide them. But it's just an amazing, I like when I went in there, it's like I just didn't want to leave, because it's like you don't see this view almost anywhere in St. Louis.
No, that's why I tell you what, I just went to my phone. Dot sent me a picture. I'm going to show this to you. This is what she staged so that you could imagine what your view, I mean, folks, look at this. You imagine what your view would look like. I saw that on your page and I'm like, Jim, I need to know where this is. I might want to live in that house.
And it's right off of like Big Bend and Baldwin. So it's
right by Castlewood State Park, right?
Yeah, Castlewood State Park. So it's not even, I mean, when you look at the picture, you don't even think you're in our state. I mean,
No. Again, Jim's like, Monica, downsizing, honey, downsizing.
that's 8,000 square feet.
Oh my God. I love it. Again, I can't wait to see. Someone's going to get quite a gem there. So as you can see, we're jumping right in. So if you have never seen my dear friend on our show before, let me introduce you again, Dot Fleshman. She is with Coldwell Banker Gundaker. And I know a lot of you are saying, okay, it's not my time to sell or buy just yet, but when it comes time, I'm absolutely using her. And that's what I love. But it's also, if you by chance, it's not time for you, then maybe it is for someone else. And then you pass along her information, which we've been giving you each month. It is Dot.Fleshman at cbrealty.com. Her phone number is 314-324-3317. Again, Dotfleshman.com. So you have had, and I mean, I'm just so proud of you. First of all, let me just say, Dot and I have been friends for a long, long time. And the fact that she found this passion, this wasn't what she was in when I first met her. And then all of a sudden, this passion burns inside of you to say, I think I want to do something else. When did you know, by the way, I don't think I've ever asked you that. When did you know that you wanted to go into this?
So 5 years. So I literally started in real estate right after COVID, but 5 years before then, a good friend of mine, we went and had coffee, and she said, you should really get into real estate. I think you'd be really great. And we talked about it then, but for some reason, I just couldn't pull the trigger. I wasn't ready. I was a little nervous. You know, sales is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just some things happening in my life. You know, my dad, had passed. Anyway, with all of that, I thought just timing wasn't right. But when it was right, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger and I'm just going for it.
You're doing it all right. She is doing amazing. I mean, every time I see either a post from you or I get a text from you, it's like sold, pending. And again, we are seeing that you are doing wonderful and got a lot of accolades and awards since you started this. The market itself, though, we're looking at the world. People are a little upset and getting crazy with the government shutdown and everything. But how is the markets and everything? How are things being impacted with regards to the housing market? Is it still doing great and thriving?
The housing market is still thriving. A lot of people ask, are we in a seller's market or buyer's market? And we're really kind of like right in between, depending on the property, depending on the area, geographically speaking. And so, I mean, the interest rates came down a bit, so that really helped our market. People who, the spring market and summer market, of course, is our busiest time. However, those who are still serious and really still looking and haven't really found their match, there are people who are still putting homes on the market. Like right now, there's tons of homes on the market, and there are people still buying. And this is the perfect time because you don't have as much competition. Now, we're going to have a different conversation in the spring. They're planning, again, no one can, tell exactly, but they're planning on the rates dropping again in the spring. And so we're planning to have a little bit of another fury here in the spring when more people are out there. We might have more competition, which means, multiple offers and such.
So the typical rate, we're going to talk about Missouri, and I don't know if you have Illinois as well. And I know you all watch from all over the place. So I'm not dissing different areas. It's just right here in St. Louis, Missouri. She's got the typical rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage at about 5.99%.
Yep. So you can, it's somewhere between 5.9 and 6.5. So let's
Okay.
just say your average 30-year mortgage is about 6,
Okay.
but you can get a better rate if you do a 15-year.
And that's
I
fixed.
tell you, it's a fix, but I will tell you, Monica, those are just basic numbers. Everything is based on, your score and your debt to equity and all of that. But I have a client who got into 5.8. 5.85. You can actually get an FHA arm, like a 5-year arm, for like 4 point something. So
Wow.
there are rates that are out there. It might not be for everyone, but it's always worth checking.
Yep.
And I'm just going to bring it up every single month because, Monica, I deal with this every single month. Someone finds a house that they fall in love with
Mm-hmm.
and they call me and they say, "Oh my gosh, I love this house. Please, let's go look at it." And they're not pre-approved. It takes a little bit to get pre-approved. By the time you get everything in, et cetera, the house is not going to sit there. It's
Yep.
probably going to sell. And then their heart's broken because they loved it.
Yep.
So here's my suggestion: get pre-approved.
Your post during Halloween made me laugh, but it was so spot on. If you all, I'm hoping you're following her on social media, by the way, because then you'll see her goofy side and her fun side, and then you'll see what's maybe out there before anybody else. But she had her all excited, yay! And then it was, what was it? Waiting for, yeah. Here's the house. Oh, now I'm waiting for my client to get pre-approved, and it was a skeleton.
So I found this skeleton on the hill like this, the skeleton's doing that. And so we took a picture of myself doing it first and then showing the skeleton like that we were waiting. Sometimes that's what it feels like. And it's not the lender. It's because there's a process that it takes to get to that point.
Yep.
And we just want you to just get pre-approved. And that pre-approval lasts for 90 days. If you get closer to 90 days and you still haven't found a home, that's okay. They're gonna re-up that. And the biggest thing is having that in your hand because we cannot write an offer without that together. So as soon as we have that, and you don't really know what you qualify for. I've had people that say, "Yeah, I qualify for 300," and they're qualifying for 250. So, and vice versa, right? I qualify for 400. You can qualify for 700.
Yeah, right.
So really, we just want to know exactly where you feel comfortable and not even worry about what you qualify for any lender that's listening. I know, but they qualify for something, but it's maybe not what they feel comfortable at. So whatever your monthly that you feel comfortable at, if they say you qualify for, 3,500 a month and you're like, "Well, I want to be closer to 2,500 a month."
Mm-hmm.
We stay in our lane and that's my job to focus on 2,500 a month.
Amen. And again, we have said it before, but I think it always bodes worth repeating that you have to do your due diligence. It's also the reason why you start talking with your real estate agent very early on and saying, okay, I'm looking this far out. What are the things and the steps that I need to be doing now as I get ready for that dream home? You don't want to come across that and be like, okay, well, you're going to miss out because you didn't do all these steps. So just understand that. Again, if you're just tuning in, as you can see on the screen, Dot Fleshman, one of my dearest friends, you've all fallen in love with her over the years. Once a month, she joins us to do some real estate talk. She's with Coldwell Banker Gundaker, and I want you to remember her when it comes time for you or for your friends or family members. A real quick shout out again. I just saw that they signed on. Dusty, good morning. Kate and Marcy and Ann. I met them all last night. By the way, Dot, you have to go with me to a future event at Stone Soup, Le Champ des Fleurs. We had such an incredible time. So it's definitely on our bucket list to do this together with a bunch of girlfriends. We did a retreat out there also, so I'd love to get you involved. We just got to get Dot to slow down a little bit because she's been so busy with all of this. Sold. Okay, so tell me about this client.
Oh, my client, she's so happy. It's the first home that she got to buy on her own. And it's just such a blessing to be able to work with her. She's super excited. She bought a beautiful ranch out in the Halls Ferry area. And and she's a writer.
Oh, does she write poems? Tell her to write us a poem about finding the pretty house. And then, of course, this is a dear friend of ours that watches on a regular basis. She worked with you to buy and sell.
I love Ann. She's the best person to work with. And she's such a smiler. You can just on the phone hear her smiling as she's talking. But this time, the last time we saw her, we had bought a house for her. And this time we had sold her condo. And she was so happy to sell her condo to a lovely person with a little child that's going to absolutely have this as their forever home. And she's so happy.
Well, thank you for, Anne, first of all, thank you for hiring Dot. And then Dot, thank you for taking care of her, because just like with anybody, and this is why you want to work with someone who truly goes the extra mile and has that passion. She loved working with you. She just keeps raving about how incredible you have been. So thank you on both ends. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about our real estate side. So those are some of the sold. Then you've got a couple under contract as well.
Yep. Condos are big right now. If you're an investor and you're looking for condos, anyone, if you're looking for condos, you have to be careful. Some condos don't allow rental, so you have to live there. But if you're looking for a piece of investment property and you want to get a condo and rent it out, let me know and I'll help you find that. But
where's this one?
So this one's in Kirkwood.
Okay. And then this one is
also in Kirkwood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of them in Kirkwood. Right.
So those right now are under contract. And then if you tuned in just now and you missed this beautiful property and this beautiful, whether it's a home or it's a business or a retreat, whatever, this is in Baldwin on 14 acres. Did you say 8,000 square feet?
8,000 square feet, I think 8,300. So this was a home originally built by the person. It was a home. And at some point it got transferred into, basically they created it as a medical facility. It's zoned right now as a medical facility. It can be zoned as medical or what have you. It can be a home again. And I think a couple of people who have been looking at it as recently are thinking about maybe making it a home.
Yeah, because I showed you earlier that I would want it to be a home because of that. Look at that view.
Yes.
Come on. I've never seen anything like that in our area. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, I wish we weren't downsizing. I would be there. It's an auction. I want you to stress that one more time. So this weekend, she's got an open house there.
We got next this weekend and the following weekend, both from 1 to 3. Okay. It's a quick drive. It's in Baldwin, right by Castlewood Park. We will have some treats there and stuff like that. Come on by, take a look. But it is on an auction. So the way that works is you would sign up. You would have to show proof of funds. It's a cash deal for anyone who's got, a lot of cash. It starts at $650,000 and it auctions up from there. So if the next bidder wants to bid, they have to bid over $250,000. And then the next bidder has to bid over $250,000. And they continue to do that until they get to whoever is the winning bidder.
So she just mentioned, and I may have stepped over her so you couldn't hear it, starting at $650,000 and then it will go up $250,000. I can't wait. Will you be at the auction?
I will not.
Oh, I want to be there and watch this.
Because it's done online.
Oh, it's online. Okay.
It's
all right.
online.
Okay. So I am super excited to see whoever ends up getting this. But yeah, right when you said you have to have the cash, I was like, I'm out.
You have to show proof that you have the cash.
I don't.
2 days to make sure that you have your earnest money and able to close.
Well, good luck to whoever. I mean, again, you are getting a stunning property, whether it's a home, a business, or whatever you dream it to be. Yes, a lot of people earlier that saw it said beautiful property for sure. Before we take a break and we get into our friendship talk, let me get to Richard's comment. So he said, "Good morning, Dot. We bought some rental property a few months ago. We are on an interest-only loan until January. Would you suggest a refinance before January, or should I wait it out and hope that interest rates go lower?"
Oh, I would definitely wait it out. And by the way, I would look, I don't know how soon, did he say how quickly he bought it or when he bought it?
He said that they just did a few months ago.
Yeah, you have to, I think that there's a period of time that you have to wait. Maybe I would connect with your lender to make sure, just to verify. Sometimes they want you to wait at least 6 months to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If again, always, if you have questions while we're live, or you want to do hashtag replay, and you're, again, you're rushing off to work or taking the kids to school or wherever you're going for the morning, stocking up on snow stuff, whatever you're doing, come back to the show. Feel free to ask any questions. Rose said, "Hi, Dot. I know I repeat myself, but my son is looking into a USDA loan, buying property at least 50 miles out of the county limits. I told him to get pre-approved first. I have a lender he can go to, but he says he's going to his credit union. Wouldn't a lender be better to tell him what he needs to do? Maybe if he needs improvement with his credit, et cetera. I know it's not an 8,000 square foot house, but can you help him find something, or is that too far out?"
So 50 miles out is it depends. It depends on like what area specifically. I want to make sure that I know the area and I feel comfortable with the area as well.
Yeah.
However, she is correct. Rose, you are correct. He does need to get pre-approved, and you can get pre-approved from two different banks. You can get pre-approved from your lender, your bank, and your
Credit union?
and your credit. And your credit union. The thing is you want to see who you want to work with,
Mm-hmm.
who's comfortable. And USDA loans, he can buy a home with no money down, depending on that's what the USDA loan is, depending on how far out and if it would qualify for a USDA loan. But getting pre-approved, she's guiding him in the right direction.
But pretty much, and I'm glad you asked that question, Rose. You handle what area?
Pretty much area. I generally stop at about St. Clair. It's a little bit past Washington, Missouri.
Mhm.
And I stop a little bit at Darden Prairie, which is like Lake St. Louis.
Mhm.
You got Lake St. Louis at one end. I'm all the way here in the city. I don't cross over to Illinois because I'm not licensed in Illinois.
Right.
And I go out 44 about, St. Clair. So that's about the parameter that I'll be comfortable working in. And, so I don't know 50 miles from where.
From where? Right. Yeah,
Right.
Rose, if you can tell us that, 50 miles from where. So you do go all the way out to Lake St. Louis?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. My mom will be happy about that in case you can find us something out there.
Yes.
Jim's
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay.
beautiful homes out there, Monica.
I know that. Dot will reach out to me right away if she says, "I think I have found." And here's the thing. I will say this. Everyone has been saying, "Oh, okay. So, Jim's talking about retiring in a year and a half. So you're going to wait." My mind was saying yes, but now I'm thinking about it saying no. I mean, that's going to be here before we know it. So we probably need to start sitting down and discussing with you. And if we find something, I actually would love to build. So if we found property, I would love to build on it. So again, this is where I'm saying, let's be organized and have everything in place so that when she says, "Hey guys, it's here. Trust me on this." And so I want you to be thinking about us already, because
Yes.
although I was thinking to wait, I don't know that I'm thinking that anymore. My clients, however, have asked that I don't go too far away.
Right. Right.
I got that the other day, trying to make everybody happy. Anne just said, "Good morning, ladies. Dot and Monica are the best. Dot found me my dream home and I love it. I'm having my first house guest next week and I'm so excited." That's got to warm your heart because now it's
Yes.
turning into a home.
Yes, yes, I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's a beautiful home. It's a beautiful home that she got, and she got some additional square footage, and it's perfectly her.
I love that. Jenny, good morning to you. Thank God it's Friday. Exactly. Richard said July is when they bought the property. So it was in July.
In July. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's probably right at about that 6 months coming up, beginning of the year. So I think beginning of the year would be perfect. But
Okay.
again, I would connect with his lender and just get his feedback from him.
Okay. Rose said Festus, Park Hills, Valley Mines.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, that's not too far out.
You still work within that area?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So Rose, have connect. You wanted to meet Dot anyway, so there you go. Okay, my friend, anything else with the real estate aspect before we move into our friendship talk?
I just wanted to bring up Radon for a little bit.
Sorry, yeah, good. Thank you.
So
See, everybody's
Radon,
asking questions and I forgot. Radon is so important. So Dot, I didn't know anything about it, and when I was at my house in Afton, they were telling me I needed to have a radon inspection, and I'm like, first of all, what the heck is radon? And a lot of people might say that it could be very dangerous, right?
it can be. It's a naturally occurring gas that basically comes from down below, and it's the breakdown of uranium in the soil. And what happens is it's colorless and odorless. So you can't see it, but it seeps through the bottom, the cracks of your home and the foundation. So, for instance, if you live like on a third story high in a building, you probably won't be hit with radon. But if you have a slab home, or if you live in the lower level a lot, so you've got those gases in there. The good news about that is it's an easy fix.
Mhm.
It's, first of all, everyone should get tested.
Mhm.
Every home should get tested. And I do want to touch on a few areas because it doesn't matter if it's a new home or an old home. Okay, you have a 1900s home that has none, and you have a brand new home that might have it. So it's really about where you are. Now, let me ask you something, Monica.
Yep.
If you say you got St. Louis City,
Uh-huh.
St. Louis County,
Mhm.
St. Charles County, and you got Jefferson County,
Mhm.
where do you think the highest radon is?
I only know because of having that inspection what I was told by the inspector. It's Jefferson, right?
It's Jefferson County.
Mhm.
And so what happens is they really need to test out there regularly. St. Charles, we see a lot in St. Charles as well. So
Okay.
testing is important. And should they find a higher level of radon, you just get it mitigated. So they have a mitigation that they have it, the gas fumes, that go out of your house. And it's an easy fix. We're talking under $1,000. But the most important thing is it's the number 2 cause of lung cancer.
Yes. And
Next to cigarettes.
well, let me ask though. So if you are moving into a home and you have the inspection and you don't have it, is it something over the years that you could get?
I mean, you can. It just depends on the weather. It depends on the day. It depends on whether the doors were opened and it was aired out versus closed. Because, just think when all the doors are closed. Like right now, I've got a door downstairs in my lower level and that's just shut. So everything in there is staying in there.
So
And
I guess what I'm asking is if you're in a home for a while, is it something that we
yes,
should get tested for?
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I would test like every 2 years or
Oh,
so.
oh, wow. Okay.
It's not an expensive test at all. They come in, they drop off a box, and they'll show you what the readings are. And if anything's about 4.0 or higher,
Yep.
you'll probably want to have it mitigated.
Okay, so she provided a phone number for us, by the way, and we'll make sure that Gabriel puts this in for you. St. Louis Radon is 636-200-2875. 636-200-2875. Hey, I'm so glad you said that because for me, again, it was when I was either buying or selling my home. I think it was when I was buying. So this is a long time ago in Afton. I don't know that they did a radon inspection here, which is interesting because we are in Jefferson County.
So it depends. Like if you have to ask, and I have sometimes clients say, I really don't want to do it. And I'll say, well, if you don't want to do it now, my suggestion is that you definitely do it within the next year or so.
Why would they say they didn't want to do it? Because of the expense?
Because there's an expense related to it.
Gotcha.
So when
But you said about how much is it?
you're talking about $200 or
100.
less.
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
to save you, and again, as she had said, second leading cause of lung cancer?
Second leading cause next to cigarette smoking.
Wow. Rose said this would be an appetizer for you, Dot, but I'm working on my friends to go to you when they sell their nice houses. Hey, I want you. I'm glad she said that, though. Some people may think, oh, I don't want to bother Dot. It's something small. She probably wants bigger homes. That is not the case at all.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm anywhere from $70,000 to $1.6 million. I mean, everything in between is a house. And really, it's about what's perfect for that person. Every person has a need, and that's what the focus is.
Richard said, I'm also looking for a lender that will lend on a mobile home.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Can you
sure.
hook them up with a lender?
Absolutely. Yes.
So, Richard, okay, let me give her phone number for you again. It is 314-324-3317. Okay, reach out to her. And Jen said, is there a reason Jefferson County has more issues with radon?
It has something to do with the soil that's out in that area.
Yeah.
It's
very rocky out here. We've got a bunch of quartz out here also, by the way.
Right. So within our area, I mean, and like I said, it's spotty. It's spotty everywhere. But when you just do county overall, that's what came up with the highest.
Interesting. Okay, so some really great information I did not know. So I'm going to now tell Jim we need to schedule to get tested. Again, it's just to be proactive and from a safety standpoint for yourself. Any other questions? Keep them coming in. Do landlords do a radon test on apartment buildings?
Well, that is such a great question, and one that I think I should do some research on and maybe talk about next month. But I don't know. I mean, everyone should test every couple of years or so. Should test it, but I don't know. That's a good point.
So that's good. We can carry that over for December when Dot's back on with us, which Dot will be back on, by the way, December 5th. And she can start the show by saying, hey, Stephanie, I found out this information for you. Again, it can be something for you right now that you need to know. You reach out to her privately, or we can carry these over. If there's questions, by the way, or there are topics that you want Dot to cover in future shows, just let us know. That's what she's here for. Kathy said, how about Sunset Hills? Obviously, you're saying it's more in Jefferson County. We're seeing it in St. Charles County, but it could be everywhere.
It's going to be everywhere from St. Louis City all the way to Lake St. Louis, all the way to St. Clair. Like everywhere that we go, it's going to be in those areas, but it's hit or miss. It's just hit or miss. I make sure that every one of my clients, besides this last one didn't want to, but every single one of my clients, I want to make sure that they get a termite test, that they get a radon test, they get a shore lateral test, and that we just make sure there's nothing. It doesn't hurt to just make sure that you don't have it, because if they do find it, then we want them to have it mitigated, and or you can do it in the future. But again, it's $1,000 or less of a fix.
Right.
But at least and that's just like precaution. It's like
you're keeping your family safe. I mean,
right.
Yeah. Again, great real estate talk. We are going to take a break. Stephanie just said thank you, Dot. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into our friendship talk. And I'm excited, by the way, because Dot and I were just texting about this particular place I'm going to tell you about. When we come back, I want you to look at the fact that we can take this show on the road, and we do something called Mobile Monica. And breaking news, we have one coming up in December. I'll let you know where.
Yay.
Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant.
There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map.
Does it scare you? Do you go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
And that's how you find us on YouTube or many of the platforms. Just search for The Real Monica Adams. By the way, on our business Facebook page, it is at Monica Adams TV. Otherwise, just type in Monica Adams. I do prefer that you watch on our business page because I don't see the personal page. We do cross stream on my personal page, but those comments for some reason don't come into this program. So that's the reason why some people are like, hey, you didn't see my comment. So I didn't. I can look over real quick while Dot and I are talking. I want to make sure that none of you are asking a question on a page that we can't see. Just checked over on Instagram and no questions coming in over there. So Dot, you and I were talking about Kirkwood and some businesses closing. Like, where are these businesses going? One business that has been around for 30 years is Christopher's in Kirkwood, which you and I absolutely love. And a lot of you absolutely love. And you've been there to our holiday shows over the weekend or over the last couple of years. December 12th, we are doing our holiday show with Mark Coulter. I know, Mark and Michael and the staff, that I absolutely love. But they're celebrating 30 years. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome. I love it. I was just there, spent a lot of money, and I love it. Like it's so peaceful. You can just walk in there. You're listening to Christmas music. Yep. It smells good. It's great.
Great for your home. They've got a boutique there. They've got men's clothes and women's clothes. They've got stuff for dogs. They've got stuff for babies. I mean, literally, it is a one-stop shop, and the people are just the kindest. So 30 years, and in fact, what they're celebrating is life is like a precious pearl. And so some exciting things to come. So mark it on your calendar, people. December 12th, breaking news. That is our next Mobile Monica at 7 o'clock in the morning. So get ready to watch that or come in. We'll probably do some Monica's picks for things that I want you to look at over the holidays. So yeah, more to come on that, but I just wanted to drop that in this morning. Okay. So we just had daylight savings time. Normally people say that this is the one they like because we get an hour back. Not a fan of losing the hour in the spring, but there are benefits that you say of daylight saving time. What are those?
there are benefits. There are fall benefits, and then there are the spring benefits. But before we get into the benefits, isn't that beautiful? Before we get into the benefits, Monica,
Where is that?
did you know that it was first used? That is actually here in the kind of Herman area, down by Herman. It was at my daughter's in-laws farm. Is the
Because
most
that's the view I want. So you find that and some rolling
beautiful.
hills.
It's like it's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, I was like, Hermit, never mind. That's too far.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a drive.
So
I
no,
want
what
you
were
to
you
know,
saying? So
they-
how long ago did it start?
it started in 1918 during World War One,
Okay.
daylight savings. Okay, and it had to do with saving on electricity and everything during the war. It was brought back during World War II, and then it became I think so. It was standardized in 1966, but there's a whole bunch of controversy in between. But it started in 19, and it started during World War One, and then it was brought back during World War II. So I'm like wondering like what happened in between. I don't know. I should do enough research, but it had to do with the energy and how much energy we were using and trying to preserve that and save that. So currently today in these days, I think they say that you save a little bit of energy in the mornings just because the sun rises now earlier than before. And they say that it protects children who are at the bus stops, because it's dark in the morning generally. Yeah. But of course, you save that 1 hour for that one day, which, by the way, messes everyone up.
It does. I mean, it feels like we've flown somewhere and we've got jet lag.
I mean, on the day that it happened, like that night, we were like ready to go to bed. We looked down, and it was like 7:00. We're like, "What's going on?" We're thinking we're trying to wrap things up. So, but during the spring is really when we feel it. When we spring forward, we have more daylight time, which is really best, right? More daylight time, less electricity that you're going to be using. People are out longer, so they're not in their homes. I'm sure I bet if they did some type of testing on weight in the winter, you're inside versus in the spring, you're out, you're doing things, you're jogging, you're running around. So
I wonder why. So it's funny because, we go to bed and it's typically like a Saturday night into Sunday. Do you have any idea why they pick 2 a.m.? That's when it happens?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that outside of the fact that probably because it's just easy. People are probably not, I'm sure it starts at like midnight, but I don't know. It's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 a.m. Yeah. So daylight. So, and by the way, here's another thing that I want you all to stress. And I'm sure if I listened to the way I pitched to it, I probably said it wrong. So it is daylight saving, not savings. It's daylight saving time. That is the correct official term, not savings. So when we say it, it's daylight saving time. Do you know the states that don't observe it?
I believe it's, I think, is it Arizona?
And?
I only thought there was one.
Hawaii.
Really?
Hawaii and most of Arizona do not observe daylight saving time. Yep.
So how does half of a state?
Yeah. I mean, actually, that's what's weird. I was in Arizona. They're like, well, it depends on where you are. I'm like, what?
How is that possible?
I don't know. Anybody have the answer to that? We're talking about daylight saving time. All I care about is that I got my hour of sleep back.
Right. Right.
Okay. So very important. And I'm hoping that me and my team can take some of the incredible footage from the blessing that I had last year, which was to go on that Greater St. Louis honor flight and to be around our veterans. We want to remember them and to honor them, each and every one that has already served. Maybe they're currently serving. So Veterans Day is on November 11th.
That's correct. It's on Tuesday. It's Tuesday coming up. And for veterans, for those that it's important that we thank them for their service. And that is going to be either send them a card, call them, text them. If you see someone, buy them their coffee, buy them a lunch. There's a lot of us that would just never step into those shoes and do what they do. And
Absolutely.
So for the fact that they do that, I think we just need to thank them for their service.
And one thing that I will tell you, and I'll pass along from being on that honor flight, you'll hear from a lot of your parents probably that your grandpa or your grandma, that it's a hard time for them. They don't want to talk about their time, right? And they lost a lot of their brothers and sisters in the service. But I will say, if you just sit with them and they may start talking, it is very cathartic for them. It's very healing for them. So while we were told on that honor flight, just be there. And as you take some of them in wheelchairs and they go up and they're, the wall, first of all, we were in Washington, D.C. And then Virginia. And it's just being there and realizing, try to think of them at in their younger years and what they experienced and the fact that they lived through some of these wars. And then to see their names, though, of their loved ones that are on the wall. It was humbling. It was very emotional. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever experienced. And so we did a really beautiful package right after I came back. But I've got more of that I want to drop in on Tuesday. But when you hear that they don't want to talk, I'm going to say that's not true. Don't try to pull it out of them, but just sit there and say, thank you for your service. And they may just start talking.
That's correct. That's correct. And part of, I talk about being a day maker a lot, on our show, because it's a movement for myself and for many. But being a day maker is, making someone's day and going above and beyond. Like if it's someone's birthday, they probably expect that you'd get them something. But for people that just out of the norm, they get a card in the mail, or you're buying them a cookie or just doing something. I think it's important to think that and be that and have that. I don't want to say empathy, but to understand, like I said earlier, not many of us, I know I wouldn't want to step into those shoes. And they did, and they gave up their time. And it's important to thank them when you see them on the street, when you see them out there.
Oh, Richard just said, you're spot on, Monica. Oh, he gave me my chill of the day. Listening is more important than talking. Well, I say that all the time. The art of listening, you will get so much. You will have a bond of friendship that will form by someone saying, oh my gosh, I was heard today. And especially for our veterans, it is just being there. Sometimes it's just in their presence and having the energy of someone who cares. Just many, many levels of that. Just understand that. Oh, Char said, Tuesday, my daughter turns 40. By the way, Char, it was so nice to meet you. Dot, she came up. She was behind us at the Fox when Jim and I saw the Notebook, and she's like, I'm Char. It's so cool to meet the people that watch us, right?
Right. I love
that. I have an eye appointment on December 12th. I've got to change that. You do. You got to be available. I want you to take care of your eyes, but tell them to see you on a different day. You got to come out to Christopher's. Okay, so that's Veterans Day. And then, of course, right around the corner is Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for, Dot?
I am thankful for my God. I am thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for my children, my family, that my mother's 87 and still alive and doing well. I'm thankful for so much, Monica. Yeah. And I think because I write in a journal every morning, just 5 things I'm grateful for. And it could be anything from the fact that we have clean water, the air is beautiful, or that I could see. You have a blind dog, and he can't see. And, I close my eyes sometimes and think, what would it be like, and I'm just grateful for so many things. And I think gratitude is so important and to be thankful. And during Thanksgiving, think about going back into Daymaker again, just because it's just part of who I am. But think of who does not have family. We all go and we gather with our families, and like who's single, who doesn't have family, invite them to your house. Invite them over for the holidays, not just Thanksgiving, but the holidays that are coming up. And I think that's just important. And part of Thanksgiving and being grateful is just that. It's really about giving. It's the giving season. It's not really about what's in it for me versus what can I do for others.
The thing that I'm always hoping, though, that carries over is that you don't think of it, oh, okay, it's November. You can see the beautiful background that we're showing about how it's fall, and everyone starts to put their fall decorations like Dot has behind her. And then what's right around the corner is Christmas. And so people seem to be kinder. Why is it only in these months? It is always my hope that you feel that giving season, that you see, again, you get out of your own way and you see the people that are hurting, that maybe just need you to listen to them, and that we carry it over into January, February, all year long, that the kindness really catches on. That is my hope. Always my hope. That is what I feel I am here for until the day I have my last breath. It is, how can I get you all to be kinder?
Hashtag be kind.
Exactly, right? I will tell you 100%, I am grateful for a next level of faith. And I don't know where it's coming from. We're all feeling the revival, but the faith, and you'll see me do this constantly, and I don't even know it, but the beautiful cross that Jim had designed for me for our anniversary, I find myself doing this regularly. And I was like, okay, it's my connection. It's as if it's like, this is my texting to God. So yes, my faith, my wonderful husband, my mother, and the fact a lot of you have asked how is she doing. She had fallen and broken her collarbone. She is doing much better. She's finally back home. So thank you for asking. Mama Jackie is doing much better. Thankful for my health, right? And then my dearest friends, and you are like family to me. So you are one that I'm always grateful for. And I'm excited to give you a hug in person in just a couple of hours.
Same, right? We will have some fun today, right? And we'll
We
have fun
absolutely will.
tomorrow.
And I want to thank you for this. And this is something else you do. You introduce people together, right? You connect souls together. She introduced me to Jerry Schultz. And by the way, Gabriel is moderating, and he is her, she is his professor, by the way. So this is how I know Professor Schultz, by the way, Jerry to me and Dot. So Jerry, thank you for inviting us to this wonderful event. It's toys. How is it labeled?
We're in Crisis Nursery.
Yes.
And it starts at 10 o'clock today.
It's sold out though. They actually have you, if you're interested in it, they have you get on a list, Dot, for next year.
Yeah. It sells out every year. I've been going for the last 4 or 5 years, and you go, it's great. They start you with a little mimosa, you walk around, you shop, and really it's about raising money for the awareness of newborns and everything that they need to go through. Clearly from me, with my grandbaby who was born at 2 pounds, 2 ounces, and who's thriving and almost 11 pounds now.
I love the pictures.
What a cute little, fatty. But I love that he's grown. But again, we don't just give during this time of year. It just happens to be this time of year, But it is about giving to those who are needing it.
I'm super excited. I've never been. It's called Over the Top for Tots. And this is their 20th year, by the way. Over the Top for Tots. So again, it's the healing and the growth of children through art therapy, emotional wellness programs, all at St. Louis Crisis Nursery. Wonderful organization. I've been blessed to do some stories on them over the years. But now that I know about this, I don't want to miss one. If you all want to look into it, Over the Top for Tots, you might want to start planning to do that next year, because again, it's sold out already for this year. I support the vets. I'm honored to be born on that day, Stephanie says. Unfortunately, my uncle's funeral is on Veterans Day. He was in the Navy and served in the Korean War. Wow, Stephanie. Thank him for his service. Thank his family, obviously, for his service. Let's see. And then Rose, I'm grateful for my God, my family, my church family, my awesome friends, coffee, Monica Snow. Very grateful that God gave me the gift of gab, no matter how many people want me to shut up. I'm Italian. Don't shut up. You keep talking. They will miss that when you suddenly are silent. It's what we love most, right? My friend, thank you. As I mentioned at the beginning, Dot will be back on December 5th. At 7 o'clock in the morning. So once a month, and it's usually the first Friday, we have Dot on with Coldwell Banker Gundecker. Again, we split it up between real estate talk, friendship talk. For those of you that are just tuning in and you missed it, go back. It's the beauty of streaming. Go back and watch some really important things that she gave us a aha moment on. Reach out to her at 314-324-3317 or email if that's better for you. Dot.Fleshman@cbrealty.com and the website again, dotfleshman.com. We're going to talk about Christmas, creative gift giving next month.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this next month.
My friend, thank you. We're going to get into our Foodie Friday. LaTonya Griffin is our featured Foodie Friday guest, so you don't want to go anywhere. That is still to come, my friend. I love you, and I will see you in just a couple of hours.
Bye, everyone.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need. And that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You know, you can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be. And people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Well, welcome back. As you see, if there are topics or guests that you would like to see on the show, shoot me an email. This is how my next guest came about. I was doing a spontaneous live in the afternoon and just talking from the heart. And LaTonya Griffin was watching. And again, if you think that's by accident, it wasn't. The good Lord above said, listen, and something great's going to happen. And boy, did we have a lot of fun. Before we get into our Foodie Friday, I just want to tell you, this woman has been on quite a journey. I'm so super proud of her. And I want you to follow her, by the way, on social media. She's going to be very active on Instagram and TikTok very soon. But look at this transformation that LaTonya has gone through. She took her life back. She knew that she was preparing herself for something greater that was to come. And she is being inspired by so many around her. Look at this. She said, Monica, it was my time. Look at this. I'm so proud of her from a transformation standpoint, getting her health back and preparing herself for what God laid in front of her. And she is walking through that path. Well, good morning and welcome to another Foodie Friday. I'm loving these shows. 6 months we've been doing these now, but only here in our Slyman Brothers Appliance Kitchen for about the last 3 or 4 weeks. And don't you love it? It's a gorgeous kitchen. Let me introduce my friend, Chef LaTonya Griffin. First of all, I say she's a godsend. You were listening to a live that I did just a couple of days ago.
Just yesterday.
And she said,
Oh my God.
God was ministering to her in what I was saying and what she was feeling. And that's all I ask for him every single day. I do my intention in the morning and I say, give me the words that someone needs to hear. And he just did it. He's like, I'm sizzling, right? So we're going to be cooking and we're going to be hearing about her life and just the connection of what God has brought. So we'll get here in a second about what we're going to make. You want me to take it off? Yeah. So the thing about induction, by the way, have you ever cooked on induction before?
This is mine.
I know, but it's amazing. So watch. So you can see it blinking. Mm-hmm. So if I do that for too long, it'll turn itself off. It's a great safety feature. So these are some of the wonderful appliances that Slyman Brothers has. And thank you for being our sponsor of our Foodie Friday.
Yes.
But like if you have kids, it's like popcorn.
Yes.
If you have kids, it will protect them from like touching,
burning,
right?
myself.
So I know a lot of people like gas, but that's one of the reasons you might want to consider induction. The other is if I put it back on and it's in a time frame where I didn't have it off too long, it'll go back and remember. Now, see, I had it off long enough that now it's that quick. I'm glad we just showed that because I always talk about it.
Safety.
But right, so it's a safety standpoint. Yes. So induction, gas, electric, whatever suits your fancy. Please support those that support us. Slyman Brothers Appliances, multiple locations. We used to do our show at the West County and the South County location. Now we are forever rooted right here in our new kitchen, thanks to Slyman Brothers. So please remember them when it comes time for appliances for your house or for your work. Slyman Brothers has you hooked up. 60 years they've been in St. Louis, right?
Amazing.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing, yes.
So anyway, so LaTonya was watching my live the other day and she was hearing me talk to all of you saying, I've got something big coming my way. I've got to pray on it, pray on it, pray on it. What
Yes.
was it about that show that connected with you? And then the thing that she loved, and she said, God, she's like, you're funny, God. I said, if you all know any chef or restaurant owner, she wrote and said, hi, chef here.
Yes, exactly. It was just amazing to fill a spot. She was like, hey, I'm needing a chef. If you got any information, just let me know what it is. And then she put her in contact, you know, the real Monica. And I was like, oh my God, I could not believe that it happened. So, and it was just by following her and following what she believes in and community and the community involvement. And it was just God intervention actually that did that on the day that I got on her live. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot miss this opportunity. So definitely just hearing you and your godsend, and
You heard him.
I heard him. Yes, I did.
It was
speaking.
It was my voice through his words.
Yes.
That is what I ask for every day. So yes, there were many things, and this is what we're building here as a community of hope and inspiration, and nudging you, sometimes kicking you to have you go do it. We're going to tell you her story. I do want to let you know where you can follow her: cheflatonya.com, and then also Instagram and TikTok. If you are active on social media, at Chef LaTonya, it's Tonya, by the way, Chef LaTonya. So if you want to reach out to her, contact at biggriffs.com. I want to know your background. This woman has met President Bill Clinton. She's gone to L'École Culinaire. You graduated from there in 2011?
Correct.
Correct. But you and I talked on the phone. You can trace your love for cooking and your passion all the way back to grandma.
Exactly.
When you were
a little kid, actually 12 is when I baked my first homemade cake from scratch.
And this was interesting. So she's like, we were not allowed in the kitchen. So she's in the hallway. Grandma, what you doing in there?
And you could smell it, and you knew, you know, if she was making pancakes in the morning, because the eggs were sitting out on the stove in the glass dish. For in the morning, the milk was sitting out getting warm. So, you know, you knew in the morning pancakes was coming.
Right. That's how you wake up. It's not Folgers in a cup. It's grandma in the kitchen.
Exactly.
She's cooking and she's saying, come on in here. I'm going to teach you. I think every chef, every baker I've ever talked to always leads it back either to mom, dad, grandma, grandpa.
Exactly.
And it's hopefully that you all understand that you're making a huge impression on them. So that's what happened with her. Do you remember exactly what you made when you were 12?
The first thing I made was a chocolate cake. It
Chocolate
was
cake.
the old-fashioned yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you learn most from grandma?
That patience in anything you do, put love into it, take your time. You know, what you put into it is what people get out of it.
Absolutely. And patience. It's one of my favorite words. The art of patience is... it's a gift when you can learn it. So 2011, she graduated. What did you most pull from your time at L'École Culinaire?
Studying abroad. Actually, I got a chance to go over to Norcia, Spain. Stayed over there for a couple of weeks. Got to eat of the land, learn of the land. We made our own fresh mozzarella, our own sausage from scratch. Got to do truffle hunting.
Oh, I just did that last fall.
Oh my God.
That dog was hilarious. That dog found the truffles and you had to go, wait, because it wants to eat it.
Eat it, exactly. And oh my God, the delicacy of it, the olive press, the grapes, you know, just being out there in the atmosphere and being able to go right outside the kitchen.
Right.
And the garden is right there. And so you're picking the
fresh.
fresh herbs to put in there. And us in America, you know, we are fried food. We ate boar. We ate of the land. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely.
When were you there? So this
2011.
This is in Italy?
Yes. Norcia, Italy.
Norcia. What is that near?
Actually, I don't know. I can tell you that I went over Paris and I saw all of that good stuff. But I know it's in the country. Just deliver me right there. When I went over and saw that, I was like, can I just stop?
Have you been back?
I have not yet.
I want to live in Italy. I mean, I fell in love. If you have never been to Europe, by the way, you've got to. It is such a different world. Beautiful. Everything's fresh. And you're just like, I swear I just eat a lot, but I'm losing weight. I'm moving. It's also because there's not so many additives
and all. The cheese is still hanging, drying over there. So it's definitely
real.
Yes.
Right? Okay, again, if you're just tuning in, Chef LaTonya Griffin, we're talking honestly about bringing her back to the kitchen. You were in a bad car accident 5 years ago?
Yes. And I did not see chefing in my life anymore. I thought it was over.
Why did you think it was over?
Because I couldn't see it. God knew it, but I couldn't see it because of the pain that the pain from the inside. It was like, it happened so suddenly, and it was like everything was taken from me, from my career as far as driving and all of that. And then the chef, which was my other passion and love, and they got snatched in the twinkling of an eye, and to be down for the first year.
What is it, 3 years, didn't you?
3 years down, yes.
Wow.
Before I was able to get to where I am now. And here we are.
And God said, I'm going to have you sit in the pain while I do my work, and I'm going to bring you back out of it.
His timing is perfect.
His timing is perfect. I mean, that's what it's about. We're going to weave this beautiful story of this wonderful woman and what God's plan was for her. And when we do this, I want you, just like she did just the other day, hear yourself in the story. And whatever it is that you're struggling with right now, give it to him. Yes. And he will guide you. Definitely. And I got chills.
I did too. I did too.
Okay, so this is a cooking show, so we are going to make some food while we talk, and we've got so much more to tell you about what she's been through. The pain from a car accident, physical pain, soulful, spiritual, mental pain. We go through a lot of those things. She did from a young child on. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how God has been doing this in her life, and can't wait to see what he has planned for her now. We're going to take a quick break before we go. So what are we making today?
Today we're going to do something. It's the season. We're in the fall and season. Cabbage is a big thing right now. Cabbage. So we're going to steam fry some cabbage with some chicken sausage with some peppers and onions. And then we're going to saute some shrimp off to the side that you can incorporate for those who may have a seafood allergy. So we're going to cook that off to the side, but you can incorporate it at the end.
Fantastic. And is this some olive oil from Italy?
Yes.
This
is chicken stock.
Chicken stock,
broth.
Okay.
And then this here is our seasonings, a mixture of all of my seasonings, some garlic powder, onion powder, things in here.
This is the secret.
Yes.
This is what they never give us. This is what makes it amazing. No, actually, what makes it amazing is love.
That's it.
Love in the kitchen. All right, we're in the kitchen, the Slyman Brothers Appliance Kitchen. On this Foodie Friday, we'll have more with Chef LaTonya Griffin when we return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Welcome back to a Foodie Friday. So we did the setup of what we're making today. We already put some of our ingredients in. You can hear it sizzling, the masterpiece. So for those that just tuned in, we've got a mixture of a bunch of vegetables, and is onions in here too?
Yes, onions, bell peppers, and then we have some chicken sausage.
And I didn't even ask her to do that, but that's one of my favorite things. It's as if you knew. God knew. I love me some chicken sausage. It's a little healthier for people, right?
Yes, it is. It
so
is.
I like the health component of it. So we also have shrimp, and then we've got cabbage, which again, if you had to pick a season to cook, is fall one of your favorites?
Fall, and of course, the holiday seasons where all of the good soul food, the comfort food that makes you feel warm and family and all of that, that's definitely my time of the year.
So soul food, I mean, just think about that word, okay? Just think about how it feeds you. It feeds our bellies, but it really feeds our soul. It's the memories that are created. We all go back and think, oh my gosh, remember that dish? So there's a Southern connection to you. Talk about Mississippi.
Mississippi, that's where my grandmother came from. Those are the roots of our family. From scratch. I still cook from scratch. Still make biscuits and cakes from scratch. And, just the fulfillment. It does something for you on the inside when you can feed someone with love.
Well, and you taste the difference.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people, chef, that say, I can't be a chef. And this is kind of what we were talking about the other day with Pastor Hawkins. They really put themselves down and belittle who they are. No, maybe you're not a chef like LaTonya, but you learn by doing, right? You learn a little bit more and more and more
every day.
But there's so many people that think, I can't do that. I can't do this. And they just open up a box or they throw something in the microwave.
And that's okay too. Beginning cooking is good. If you can read a recipe and you can do it, I tell you, do it.
So we usually ask this question, and I think I know what you're going to say. Difficulty for our dishes each week. If someone is a newbie, I always like to address the newbie. A newbie who is saying, okay, on a scale of 1 to 5 forks, what would you say the difficulty would be? 1 being easy, 5 being hard.
2.
2. This is a 2-fork recipe for you.
Yes.
A lot of it is cutting things up.
That's
the
it.
Time
That's
of prepping,
main,
right?
That's it. The prep time is the most. The cooking time is nothing more. What we're doing now is just actually just bringing it, because a lot of the things are fresh.
Yep.
The chicken sausage that we're using is already pre-cooked, so we're just kind of hooking it up, heating it up to bring it up to temp, so that the born illnesses are gone and that we can enjoy those things. And then the cabbage doesn't take long when you're steaming it at a high heat, and then we're covering it to steam it down, so it'll just shrink down automatically.
When do we know that our peppers, our cabbage are done? Is it a color we're
The
looking
translucency of the peppers and the onions, if you look at them, you can tell that they're see-through almost. You can almost see through them. And that's letting you know that they're al dente. You don't want them to be mushy. You want them to be al dente.
No one likes mushy peppers.
Right, to the bite. So we saute those off really quickly, and then we go ahead and add the cabbage to it and continue to do it. And then we're going to pour a little stock on at the end that's going to help steam it and pull it down.
So this is one of those dishes that, you know, you come home from work and your husband or your wife are like, what are we going to have? And you don't have a lot of time to prepare. This from well, the prep work, obviously.
About 10 minutes, because all you're doing is cutting.
Okay,
Yep.
And then by the time we're cooking, by the time it's all said and done, it's within a half hour?
Within a half an hour, your meal is ready to eat from stove to table.
I like showing you these half-hour recipes, okay? Because all of us are in such a busy life. This is something for you. What about shrimp? Shrimp, what color should shrimp be?
Shrimp is actually, I'm about to pull this off right now. If you look at the color of the shrimp, they are kind of pinkish. They're no longer white. So the pinkishness lets you know that they're done. And I've got these sitting in some butter and olive oil and some seasonings.
They're just swimming over here.
Yep.
And they look delicious, by the way. So again, if you're just tuning in, Chef LaTonya Griffin, we're using some shrimp, where we've got some chicken sausage, we've got multiple peppers and onions. We're going to have some chicken stock.
Yes.
As well as the cabbage. We'll put it all together. We'll taste it here in just a second. I mentioned going into the break that this woman has had quite a journey and quite a walk of life. So you grew up in the city and in East St. Louis.
Correct.
You went through many foster homes.
I did. I started my life in St. Louis, Missouri, around the St. Louis area. And God blessed me with a foster mother who adopted me and brought me over to Illinois. I grew up in East St. Louis on 29th and Bond. For most folks, Deuce 9. But 29th and Bond in East St. Louis, a graduate of Lincoln Senior High, class of 94. Great environment. What I take from that, though, with all the pain that I endured, I chose love. I chose God first. And how can I, as a kid, understand it? But God was in my life at a young age, thanks to my grandmother. She did introduce me to God at a young age, and I carried him with me through all of this. So I can say that God's love is what reigns through me. Instead of hate and bitterness, I choose love.
And that's the thing, LaTonya, so many people can see what they've gone through and turn away. I'm in so much pain. I've been put through this. I've been put through that. We talked about this with Pastor Hawkins earlier this week. What kind of a God would? But you finished that sentence. What kind of a life would you have without him? I mean, that's a dark place.
It would be rugged.
Right.
It definitely would be rugged. And I know that that's been my peace in the majority of my storms.
Oh, that's a good comment.
Yeah.
What did foster care teach you?
It taught me that it doesn't matter where you came from. You can choose the life that you live.
Yep.
And you can grow through your pain.
Yep.
So take your pain and make it for your good. Because that's what God does. He gives us good things.
And you've done so much with your journey. So you had this introduction by your grandma when you're 12, but when do you make the decision, I'm going to do this. I'm going all in. Did you have whispers from God that he said, this is what you're going to do?
I did. And so I would do little things. My mom will tell you I was 12. It was Mother's Day. And I came up with this ice cream cookie cake before it came out, all right? And she was like, oh my God, you made shrimp cocktail. It was me and my sister Keisha. We prepared for the family, and we was like, this is Mother's Day. And so when I made that ice cream cookie cake, my mom was like, what is this? I've never seen anything. And I was like, Mom, I don't know. I just created some things. And it's been a hit.
Well, and that was how long ago when you did that?
That was 12 as well.
Okay.
That was 12.
And there's where the journey, I always love, like in my life coaching, I do timeline therapy. We go back to find out, here's where the pain was. Here's where you're stuck. You might be 30 or 40 or 50 years old, but you're still 10, or you're still 12, or you're still 15. Now let's bring you forward. Let's learn from that.
Can I tell you something?
Please?
What you just said,
yes,
which triggered something to say this. What I had to do was go back and forgive my younger self. Because when I was young, I didn't know right from wrong. I was learning. Yeah. So I had to go back and forgive my younger self, forgive those people who I thought hurt me, who was actually just living life themselves. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so at that, it taught me not to judge.
Yep.
And so just love people and meet them where they are, because we're all struggling with something.
Right. Meet people where they are in their journey, and this journey is going to do this. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's a Foodie Friday. We're in if you haven't seen it in a few weeks, you're like, this kitchen looks different. This is the Slyman Brothers Appliance Kitchen at our studios here at Adventure Unknown. Thank you again to the incredible Slyman family. We love this kitchen. It is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, we're putting the cabbage in. This is a true fall dish from Chef LaTonya Griffin. You can follow her again on TikTok and on Instagram at Chef LaTonya. And then the website is cheflatonya.com. If you want to reach out to her, contact at biggriffs.com. Now, you may look at this going, that's overflowing. There's no way that's going to work.
Cabbage shrinks. It shrinks so quickly, you all. You will not believe it.
It's like magic. Watch what happens as we're talking.
You're going to be like, is that all?
What is your favorite dish to make?
Muscatoli, believe it or not, that's one of my number one sellers is muscatoli and barbecue. I barbecue for Christmas.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't do traditional. I do traditional Thanksgiving, but for Christmas it's usually barbecue. So I'm usually slabbing ribs on that day.
So Thanksgiving's right around the corner. What are some of your favorite side dishes?
Dressing number one.
I don't like dressing.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We can do mashed potatoes for you.
But I have an open mind that I will always try. There's some seasoning in it that I think I don't like.
It's probably sage, because sage is really pungent.
And it's the bread.
If it's cooked properly.
That's the thing.
So everyone,
But I'm going to say this, there are so many different recipes. I made one year. I surprised my husband and the entire precinct that he was with and brought an entire Thanksgiving meal up to him. My first turkey I'd ever made. And then there was a ciabatta chorizo dressing that I made that was outstanding. And then Emeril Lagasse's sausage dressing. So it was different.
I was going to tell you, the sausage dressing, and then they have a rice. There's a rice dressing.
Okay. See, and again, so I shouldn't just say I don't like stuffing. It's like, I don't like the box stuffing.
Well, you might not like stuffing. You might like dressing.
Correct.
Because stuffing is bread and cornbread is dressing.
I love cornbread.
Cornbread is
spicy cornbread. Jalapeno.
I got you.
Yeah, she's going to be cooking for me here in the future.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so you say dressing?
Dressing, mac and cheese, definitely.
Mac and cheese. I've never had mac and cheese on
Candy
Thanksgiving.
yams. And I'm a green girl. Yep. So greens from the garden. I go to the fresh garden. I actually just went this past weekend, got 30 pounds of greens.
Love it.
Pick them already, ball them, and put them in the freezer.
Okay.
So they're there for the season, so you don't have to worry about going out in the storm to get those things. They're already in your deep freezer. You bring them out, add your meat, boil them, and let them go ahead and do it. Yes.
Again, it's all about, sustainability. It's about the fact that groceries are so ridiculously high right now. It's saving and not throwing things away. Again, if you're just tuning in, Chef LaTonya Griffin, we're making cabbage with chicken sausage and shrimp, and we've got a bunch of peppers and onions. We're going to bring in a little stock with this, some olive oil, and some secret seasoning as well. So look, people are listening going, hey, she sounds very, very passionate. How can I have her make some food for me? So your journey is coming back.
Yes.
What are you, where, look at that catch.
Chef hands.
Where are, you see me? It's my old soccer days. I went to kick it.
I love it.
Where do you see this journey going now that you are brought back to it?
The sky's the limit. Only God knows. And I trust God in this path. I know that he'll open the correct doors. And I'm just being a willing worker. I'm going to willingly work.
Serve him.
To serve it.
You have, we mentioned at the very, very beginning, you had the opportunity to be honored by President Bill Clinton for beating the odds. Tell me about that.
Being a child and being in 10 different foster homes, I graduated high school on time. So that was one of the biggest things in '94 was that we, you know, they pushed education and that you succeeded by any means. Yeah. And so I stuck to that and beating the odds, 10 different foster homes in and out. And I graduated.
Yeah, you did.
And that right there was a big success for me.
Congrats.
Big success.
Was he kind to you?
Very. He was hilarious. Oh my goodness. Very, very good man.
Charming.
Very.
Charming. So again, she's been through a lot. Soul food, is that one of your favorite things to cook?
That is the number one. I do soul food cooking with fusion. So I do fusion cooking.
I love it.
So I take different nationalities and add my soul food twist to it.
Your own little twist to it.
Yes.
So you are known as the umami soul food fusion extraordinaire. Who gave you that title?
Well, when I started cooking for the JFL, it was, oh, Mama Tanya, you cook with love. And as I studied, the terminology is umami, which is Thanksgiving in your mouth. So when I cook, I try and cover all of your palate. I give you a little bit of Thanksgiving all the time in the entire meal. So that's what I reach for.
You know, I always have to be a goofball. For those of you that are Friends fans, do not mistake that. It is umami, not unami, like Ross said on Friends. Okay? You know, if you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. How much more do we need until we get a chance to taste?
Actually, it'll be about maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
It'll be done.
So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to wrap things up. Again, tell you how you can follow and see her on her journey, how maybe she can cook for you. So are you planning on doing like some catering and private events still? And
yes.
Yes.
Christmas holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving is here. Cakes and pies and things like that. I do all of those as well. So cheflatonya.com.
So as people are getting ready for the holidays, support. I love you supporting people that we feature. Okay, we'll have more with Chef LaTonya Griffin on this Foodie Friday when we return. Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? Do you go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Welcome back, Foodie Friday. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch the beginning of our beautiful introduction to this new friend of ours, Chef LaTonya Griffin, who I literally just met from watching our show. And that's the beauty of God saying, I'm going to talk to you too. Now, yes. I'm going to bring her to the stage. Now it's what you do with that. She is making today for us cabbage, which you all saw. It was all piled up. Now look at it. She said it shrinks down. Cabbage shrinks down. So we didn't suffocate it. We allowed it to do its thing. And now you're going to put
add
the
a
finishing
little chicken stock to it. And that's just to make sure that it doesn't dry.
Look at this. Looks delicious. So chicken sausage. We've got some shrimp. We've got cabbage. We have mixture of peppers and onions, chicken stock again so it doesn't dry out on us. Perfect fall meal that you can do quickly, again, from prep work to cooking and onto your plates for your family in 30 minutes or less.
30 minutes or less.
So you truly believe that this is your ministry, right?
Yes, it is.
Your faith is all over this message.
All over it. Yes. Everything I do before I start, God is in it. I pray before I cook. I initiate it with spiritual music from God, and I just let him use me.
What songs?
I'm usually, believe it or not, when I say grandma stories, I actually listen to those old hymnals as well.
Sure.
I am definitely that person. Because he lives.
I love that song.
That's one of my favorite ones.
I'm all about CeCe Winans right now.
What you on? The new CD? Or
so what is it? God is, or the glory of God.
The glory of God?
Yeah. I mean, there's no one that can deliver it like her. But I agree with you. We go back to a simpler time, a familiar time, a time of love. For me, my mom and dad were champion swing and jitterbug dancers, so I listen to Motown when I need to feel my dad's presence.
Isn't it amazing how music is one of the only things that can enter your soul without you even in. You can't stop it.
And it brings the generations together. Oh, I love when I'm talking to someone in their 20s and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know that? Oh yeah, my grandma introduced me to that. And I was like, I love hearing that. Okay, we're gonna taste this together, by the way.
Okay.
Her wonderful dish here. And we've got some for our team. Yes. For those of you that always want to ask, yes, we feed Zach.
Of course.
We couldn't do it without Zachy in the background here. Does it smell good to you, Zach? Oh, it's great. See? LaTonya and I are going to taste a little first. All right. It's talking to us. You want me to take this off?
Yes.
Again, we're using the induction stove. So induction, gas, electric, they've got it all for you at Slyman Brothers. And it's that easy. All right, so it's got the fan going. We quiet it down and we get ready to eat. Perfect fall dish.
Yes.
Okay. Should I take a little bit of each?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit
I
together.
love me some cabbage.
And
the seasonings is a mixture of love that she put together. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes.
Fall on a plate. Fall in a bowl. Yeah, we both went, that is delish. Okay, so again, as she said, she is letting God lead this journey. You've been away from the kitchen for how long?
Actually, I just got back in the kitchen 2025, the beginning of 2025.
So this is all new again. It's like getting back on a bike.
Yes.
Right? It seems so familiar. And do you feel like this time around, there's another passion, another level?
There is a different level of love and knowing that I can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens me. Sometimes our mental plays tricks on us and makes us feel inferior, and it makes us feel not worthy. We have depression thoughts, we have suicidal thoughts, and all of those things are real. But there's that but God is everything that we need him to be, even when we can't see our way.
Because he does. And again, if you give it all and just lay it at his feet, he'll take it. And I always love the footprints. Why? Why is there only one? Because that's when he was carrying you.
He was carrying.
And he's carrying you along, and then he brings you back on your path, and he removes the debris so you can see clearly this is what you're meant to be. I'm so glad you were listening this week. I'm so glad that he gave me the words to connect to you, and that I said, hey, do you know a chef? And she's like, chef here. Hi, let me introduce. I was like, do you know a good chef?
I say,
yes.
I told her, can I toot my own horn? Yes, I have one in mind that definitely.
That is going to deliver to you. Okay, so for the holidays, again, from a baking standpoint, from a cooking standpoint, do you do like, I know you're just being rough extra, but would you do like private in-home chef also?
Yes, I will.
Okay, yep. So a lot to come. I can't wait to see how this journey continues. So one more time, cheflatonya.com. It's LATONYA, cheflatonya.com. Contact at biggrifts.com. And then follow her on social media, Instagram and TikTok at Chef LaTonya. I'm thinking something with Monica's Maniacs that we need to have her privately cook for us. What do you think about that?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Definitely.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to gobble this up. And if you know a chef or a restaurant owner that you would like for me to feature on a future Foodie Friday, please reach out to me, info@therealmonicaadams.com, and let's shine the spotlight on them. Don't go anywhere. More of the Real Monica Adams Show to come.
What a beautiful soul. LaTonya, thank you again. It was delicious. Jim loved it as well. She had leftovers for myself and my husband. We loved it, and I am excited to do some things with you in the future. LaTonya said she definitely loved cooking on the appliances, and they were top-notch. Yes, Sliman's got everything you need. So when you need an appliance, remember them. And again, they've been around for 60 years in our area. Let's support them. So let me see. Ashley Lee, welcome to the show, by the way. All of you that are brand new, do me a favor, click that like button, because this is what you wake up to now. 7:00 in the morning, we go on live Monday through Friday on Facebook, on X, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Instagram, multiple platforms, and more to grow. Thursday mornings, we drop our audio podcast besides the talk show. So be sure to subscribe so that you can get that as well. And you listen to the messages after already watching some of the great ones. Millie said, I love this. You're amazing, LaTonya. I love this for you. Yes, a great soul chef. She absolutely is. God's plan and God's timing in full effect right now, Ashley says. So Millie and Ashley, welcome to the show. Montrella Rhodes, she says, yes, always feeding people. Chef LaTonya, you're awesome, Stephanie says. Alondra, that's it. Trust our limitless God. As well as Montrella saying, yes, praise God. That's right. Laura, you go, girl, she says to LaTonya. Montrella says, I love it. LaTonya is an amazing chef. Curtis Lee with the fire. Good morning to each and every one of you. Clark Fraser said, best chef in St. Louis. Alondra says, exactly. Grandma in the kitchen, where we all have a tendency to learn, right? Good morning to Marlene as well. Let's see. Love the induction stove, LaTonya said. Amen. My favorite Friday, Bab said. She loves the Foodie Fridays. Let's go, LaTonya, Eric Parsons said. All of you, thank you and welcome to the show. We love having each and every one of you. LaTonya has catered for my family on several occasions, and yes, she is awesome. Rianita, good morning to the show. Montrella, thank you. I appreciate it. I love that you loved it. Is it Charmaine? Charmaine said, love LaTonya, my praise partner. Angie, I'd like to know where I can find Pastor David Hawkins. He's been at our church. So he is with Living the Word in Collinsville. Living the Word in Collinsville. And we are talking about taking everyone to see him preach and then going to brunch afterwards. We were talking about trying to do it next week. And I know we might have to save this for December and all of us get together for the holidays. If you'd all like that, shoot me an email and say, hey, Monica, I want to be, whether we get a bus together or we all meet up there, whatever, info@therealmonicaadams.com. I would love to meet all of you. And welcome, by the way. We are looking to continue to be together, meet each other in person. In fact, I'd love for you to come here. I mentioned earlier, we have our next Mobile Monica, and it's breaking news. We just told you the Mobile Monicas, by the way, are us taking the show on the road, getting a chance to meet each and every one of you, give hugs, and share some good food together, drinks, maybe music, giveaways. So Mobile Monica, December 12th, 7:00 in the morning. That is our next one right now. We're also in the works to plan a celebration for our 750th show. Yes. So for those of you that are brand new this morning, we've done 750 shows in the last 2.5 years. And it's all because of each and every one of you waking up every morning and then telling your friends and family, hey, you got to watch this show. This is hope. This is positivity. This is light. This is small business, lifting up small business. So do me a favor, what you see right here, share, like, follow, do all the things, subscribe, which does not cost anything. It just click on subscribe so you get that notification when we are going live. LaTonya said, Living the Word, and she just put in the address for you so we can all go and see the wonderful Pastor David Hawkins. Well, we always wrap up, by the way. We always bring God into the end of the show with a devotional. And I have so many of our viewers that have gifted me with some incredible devotionals. Like yesterday, we read from Too Blessed to Be Stressed. This one from Deborah Cody, Fashioned by God, which is another one. People know I love my fashion. And so this one was given to me. This is Catherine Graves, by the way, Fashioned by God. Love the Life You Have, which some people asked me to read from the other day. 100 Ways to Embrace God's Goodness. This one, The Love You Life You Have, is from Jean Fisher. But I'm going to read from the one that a lot of you might have in your homes, which is from Sarah Young. Jesus is Calling, LaTonya. Monica, love you as well. Blessings to you. It's a great church. Wish I was closer to it, but you can watch online. Yes, I love that, but I also love being in the energy of the community, right? So let's listen to God. He is calling us right now. And this on November 7th, he says, worship me in the beauty of holiness. All true beauty reflects some of who I am. I am working my ways in you, the divine artist, creating loveliness within your being. My main work is to clear out debris and clutter, making room for my spirit to take full possession. Collaborate with me in this effort by being willing to let go of anything I choose to take away. I know what you need. I've promised to provide all of that abundantly. Your sense of security must not rest in your possessions or in things going your way. I am training you to depend on me alone, finding fulfillment in my presence. This entails being satisfied with much or with little, accepting either as my will for the moment. Instead of grasping and controlling, you're learning to release and receive. Cultivate this receptive stance by trusting me in every situation. If you want to read a little bit more about that message, go to Psalm 29, verse 2, Psalm 27, verse 4, and Psalm 52, verse 8. He's got us, and he knows ultimately that purpose for you. Give it to him, right? Just let him take on. Have a beautiful week. And I hope to see a lot of you that bought your tickets to the Yuppie Puppies Forever Gala, helping out those sweet four-legged, wonderful little angels on earth. Can't wait to raise massive money for them tomorrow. So send all of God's prayers to us as we do the live auction and raise some big money. I'm hoping more than we ever have for Yuppie Puppies Forever Gala. And if you don't know, by the way, I am an and I am an MC. I've been doing that for about 15 years now, and I would love to be a part of your upcoming event. So shoot me an email if you want to talk about that, info@therealmonicaadams.com. On Monday morning, by the way, 7 a.m., we'll be with JG Optimal Wellness. Jenny Gabriel is back with us. And then on Veterans Day, we're going to talk with a Marine, and Todd Nicely, with a book that he has just coming out. And we're going to honor every member of every branch of the service. Don't forget our veterans. Love the Life You Have. You like that one, Matt? Yes, it's a good one. I have that book too, Jesus Calling. I know a lot of you do. LaTonya, amen. Our furry friends, right? Prayers for a successful gala. Thank you, thank you, thank you across the board. And thank you to Gabriel at home moderating for you. To all of you, I say the same thing at the end of every show. Please believe in yourself, even if others have tried to squash your dreams. Come on, rise up again. Believe in yourself. Know that you can be anything you want to be in this world. But the greatest be I ask you to do is to be kind. God bless you. I'll see you Monday morning.